Hello, this is Mike from Trade Winds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle 312 BHOK travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things taken into consideration when you're parking this. On your campsite, besides your short little slide, I also want you to leave room for that awning. On your off campsite, besides your slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They're actually going to be in front of the slides, so in front of your tires, on your off campsite or driver's side of your tow vehicle, your power, then your water for docking station is going to be up front here. Once we arrive, get parked in a good spot, first thing we do is level our unit. Unhook our unit and then level using this power tongue jack. Night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply hit extend to raise it up, retract to bring it down. If you hear that click, that means it was up all the way too high. So that's just to override those click instead of stopping on you. So extend or retract until you're level. Should you lose power under this rubber stopper, your hand crank will get on that and get this up and down without power. Fair warning, go into as least as you can because this rubber stopper gets your hands pretty black. Alright, we got our unit level. Next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Unit has power stabilizing jacks. So just hit extend right here and that's going to run them down. As I run them down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Some type of pads or blocks, something underneath these to keep them off the ground. Run them down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. We are just stabilizing it. Once it feels like it wants to lift it, we will stop. We'll repeat the process here in the rear. Hit extend, run them down. Make sure the water line is out of the way. Sometimes one will come down than the other. It's just in the mechanism. You also want to keep those flexible so that you can bend them to where you need them. As soon as this one touches the bottom, it's going to take off on the other one. Sometimes they both come down at the same time. Sometimes they do that where it's one at a time. Again, just until it's taut. Our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. Right in there, get the foot down flat. And stop right there. Unit's level, stable. Now we can hook up the power and water. So you have a big long 50 amp cord that plugs in here on the side. Plugs in, turns to the right, put that washer on there, and you're all set. Now should you be at a campsite where they have 30 amp, in your convenience pack will be what they call a dog bone to bring you from 50 down to 30, as well as a 30 down to 15 amp plug to go on that in case you need to plug into some 110. Get your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. Here's our docking station. 2 knobs to turn, simple instructions. We are at a campsite, we're hooking up to city water. Blue to the right, green to the left, just like that. Over here, hook up where it says city water connection. Hook up your hose. Go ahead and turn that hose on. Go inside and open up your slides. I want you to get in there and open up all of your water lines. Your sinks, your showers. Get a nice steady flow of water going through everything. All the air out of the lines. Shut them off and you are all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. Not going to be hooked up to city water. Now we take a 2-step process. Filling the tank, we're going to go to tank fill. Green to the left, blue down. Following that, same spot, fill the tank. You're going to go inside where you can see the levels of the black and gray tanks. You can also watch the level of your freshwater fill. While that's filling, keep an eye on it. Once it's full, come out here, remove that hose. Now we switch to dry camp. Blue to the right, green up, down. Now we're all set to dry camp. Now when we want to utilize that water indoors, we'll turn on our water pump in there. You can turn on the water pump out here, but that's generally for when you're using this to sanitize and winterize. All right, you're all set to camp. You got power and water. Go and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in this docking station. It's our front running lights here, them orange ones. Again, our water pump. Quick connect hose right there. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when we leave the campsite and dump our black and gray tanks. Cable or satellite connections. Again, our city water and freshwater fills. Sanitized side. Black water, gray tanks, we'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. You can run all those hoses down through here. Close this up so that you can close this. Water filter access there. Go Power solar controller. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panel from overcharging your batteries. I'll send you a video from them. Not much you got to worry about on that other than make sure that it's set on your wet battery. Coming down off camp side, the hot water heater cover will come off there. Line is on, 0 is off. You'll turn that on out here. Keep this up to max. These little thumb screws are only down there in case when you're winterizing, you'll drain a little bit of water that's in there. That is on demand. Explain that when we get inside. There's where we dump our tanks. Again, our power. Flue for your furnace, a few things on that. 1, make sure it's never blocked. 2, if you are running your furnace to clear, these they do get hot. And lastly, they do sell bug guards for those, a little screen for those, good investment. Wiper seals. Keep them nice and flexible and pliable over the years. There's a spray that you can apply to those. Pick some of that up in the store. You got a lot of seals on this unit. Might want to get a couple cans. Spray these several times a year. Add to the longevity, the life of your trailer is keeping these nice and flexible. Come to the back of the unit. You got a ladder. I've got a ladder in your way, but you got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there several times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Maintain the roof of this and all of your seals. Keep your unit dry. It will last forever. Go up there and it'll last a long time. Go up there and you're prepped for a backup camera up there. Down here is all of your information for your accessory hitch. And on campsite, got your outdoor kitchen. Prep for TV, backers here, accent lighting here, charging ports, 110 with GFCI reset, Bluetooth stereo or sound from your speaker or from your TV you hook up out here. J-port bar will connect in here for your griddle. And spray port hose over on the other side you can bring over here in case you want to wash your griddle and whatnot off. Underneath here is going to be your quick connect LP. Another big slide with lots of seals. Outdoor speakers. Let's talk about your awning. You do have a pitch adjust on this. Say it's raining, you want to run the rainwater this way, pull down on that, that'll tilt your awning. However, I'm a fan of bringing awnings in rain. Rain usually means high winds. High winds are the enemy of awnings. Save your awning, bring it in the rain. They're great for shade. Back up here, a porch light. You see that at night. Manual override. Get down your spare tire right there. Same hand crank. That's how this will ride. Buckle that in there. That is your J-port table. There's a sink that sets down into here, and then your griddle part will set in here. Metal bar goes inside. There's your quick connect hose for that. Charging ports. Your propane does have a cover. Comes with a regulator. Green means you've got gas. Lefty loosey to open. Well, it covers everything out here. Check out the inside. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I always point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure everyone is camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. As you walk in, you'll be able to turn right on your lights right here. Come on over here to your left, you get your control panel. So here is where we would check the level of your battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. That freshwater button is the one I said to hold down when you are filling up your freshwater tank. Down here is where you turn on some exterior lights, your water pump to get to that fresh water, your slide controls, and your awning control. Slides are out. I just want to show you on your awning, you only want to run that awning out until that flap falls down. You can see that bar. If I hold that down, that will continue running out, flip up onto itself, and run itself up onto itself backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. If you haven't set your clock, we'll let you do that. And with your arm in. Alright, these doors work best when gently slammed. Coming inside here is your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s, handful of 25s. G fridge, the only thing I want to tell you about that is lock that while you're traveling. All the controls are inside. Self-explanatory microwave. There is a manual on this. There's a surface light and fan. I'm gonna add 3 seconds. We're gonna try to do that. Cancel off. Surface light and fan. There's the fan. 2 levels on the fan. Turn on our panel light here. They made this in the back here. They made this into a knife holder. Kind of cool there. Turn this to high, hit your spark, and that's how easily these light up. Now, you may get to the campsite, it may not light the first one. Keep sparking it. You may have to wait and bleed the lines full of gas. Same thing on the oven. Open this up. Turn on the oven light. Turn this to the flame. Spark it up. Make sure your pilot light lit before you turn it to your desired temperature. Television, the only thing I want to say in that is when you get to the campsites, run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up all the local channels at the campsite. Speaking of channels, it is Gateway satellite prepped. So you get a hold of Gateway, Winegard on that, get satellite on this. Down here you can get Bluetooth or stereo or TV sound out of that. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. Crank the heat up on this in the morning and it'll get it toasty in here. There's all your pretty colors. Yeah, if you're at a campsite, save your gas, crank the heat up on this, it'll warm you right up. Coming in here, we got what I call parachute pull recliners. Let's grab the parachute pull. That's how you recline here. Lighting here, charging ports. Up in the ceiling, a couple of speakers, smoke alarm on your island. That's some accent lighting. A 110 with GFCI reset, carbon monoxide propane detector. And then over here, you have a regular faucet, then a waterfall faucet here for washing vegetables and whatnot, soap, and then a cup washer. Press down on that to wash your cups. Plumbing, check your plumbing now and then. Get easy access to these ones, almost all PEX nowadays. Get in there, just feel around. If you're bouncing this up and down the road a lot, feel it, make your plumbing, not the wood. Feel it, make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Not getting any moisture in there. Coming down the hallway, we'll check out your bathroom. more plumbing to maintain, a beautiful glass door that you want to make sure you have snapped and locked for travel. Exhaust vent here. Should I turn on that? Oh, sorry, it turns on down here. Put that back on. There we go. Turn it on and off here. And our lighting and your hot water heater. So the whole secret on these tankless heaters is to set the hot water at a temperature you feel comfortable utilizing all your hot water needs, showers, washing hands, etc. You don't want to mix, you can, but you don't want to mix cold water with this. You just want to get that as hot as you can, and if you need to use cold water, put a little bit with it, but you want to just utilize your hot and not have to lose efficiency by using several waters instead of one. Coming into our bedroom, under our bed is that beautiful griddle. Big Halo Elite griddle. Your sink that goes in that metal part, and a couple of cup holder tables. That's set in your dinette area. Lighting here. Over here. Before I shut the other lights off. Talk about being prepped for a TV back here. There's your cable and everything for that. There's your backer. You have your own AC back here. Touch it, turn it to cool. Touch it, turn your fan on high. Quick dumps on the ends. If you close those quick dumps, more air goes through those. Touch to scroll through to off. Fan, oops. Fan off. And that's all set. Let's go to our living room thermostat. Back here in this corner. Got it like cool right now because you see it's still 80 degrees in here. Touch it. That makes your mode flash. There's also heat and cool. If you just want to set your temperature and let it take care of whatever you need. Off. Hear everything shut off. Just note if you turn on your furnace, that when you turn your furnace off, it does take 2 to 3 minutes for your furnace to cycle through before it shuts off. Get that fan back on. Coming back in here to our bunk room. Your sofa will turn into a bed. Show you how to do that real quick. Remove your Velcro cushions on the back. Stand in the middle. Lift up, pull it towards you with these legs. Lay the back cushion down. Just that quickly, you've got a bed. Do not lift the front up without putting the back up first. Standing in the middle gives you good leverage. Watch your fingers at the pinch point. Put your cushions back on top. Just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. While I'm over here, watch each other's top bunk. You're going to travel with this down. You don't want to strain this attachment on the wall. So travel with this down. Other bunk is here. Charging port. And I think about covered everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Got manuals in here, make sure you read them. I have to come over here, shut off those lights, shut off these main lights. Now I know most of the lights that are on the unit are ones that I need to walk through and shut off myself. These are one touch, which are cool because you just like got someone back in this room, you can leave one on as a night light instead of having them all on. I'll leave that open for a moment. Just gonna get through here, shutting off all of the accent lighting. finish it from there. And lastly, our bedroom. All right, coming back to my control panel now, or in the hallway, I mean. Turn on these lights and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's gonna impede our slides from coming in. Oh, there's a cutting board. And a few other knickknacks in there. I think it's a water filter. I'll put away your Jayco bag. Come into the bunk room, make sure your top bunk is down. All the doors and drawers in here are closed. Nothing's gonna get in the way of that slide coming in. Okay, so the middle one is your bunk room. I would start with that one because that way you can watch this come in. That noise is just a slide mechanism letting you know it's all the way in. Close that door. We'll bring in the kitchen side. Fireplace remote in there. And then lastly, oop, wrong way. Bring back in my, there. I'm gonna bring in my campsite slide. Gotta kind of stand back out of the way for this one here. Good thing you can't reach it here. Alright, shut off my lights and exit the unit. So the biggest thing on these steps is to make sure this door is all the way open. Otherwise, this part will catch on the slide or door. Lift these up, set it to the side. Before we leave the campsite, and I say that because you're going to go in there and watch the levels of your tanks as you're dumping them. But before you leave the campsite, lock, deadbolt, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that to travel. For our dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come over here to the off camp side. It says low point drain here. We're going to get up in there and dump our freshwater tank and head on home or the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. The dump is going to be 10 feet back from the front of your unit. Hook up your sewage hose. Come up front and pull this black handle. And it sounds like it's no longer draining. Go inside, check the level of your black tank. Shows empty or close to it. Come back out here. Hook up that, leave this handle open. Hook up the hose at the dump station. Let that run for a good 5 minutes, washing that black tank out again with this handle open. When that's done, close that, remove that hose, close that, and then pull your first gray. While my grays are draining, we'll come over and dump my low point drains. There, back here, dip underneath there, dump them. When that first gray is done, close it up, pull the second gray. It shows Gray tank number 2 empty. Come out here, close gray tank number 2, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it here in your stinky slinky container and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.